Hello everyone, welcome back. We are redoing Bianca's house on Kringle, my winter island. Again, she is a villager that replaced somebody who moved out. I think that she replaced Apple, and I'm pretty sure, yeah, she definitely did, because the next one that we have after her that we're redoing, they replaced Lionel, because that's where their house is on my island. Anyway, Bianca is special to me. She was my first ever Peppy starter on Fawn, my main island, and because of that, I had her Peppy starter house. I didn't know that that was a thing at the time because like the game was new and it had just come out, and I wasn't really aware that like the first 5 villagers only had like their starter homes. It made sense for the jock and the sisterly ones, but like for the other 3 it didn't really make any sense to me until we all figured it out as a community. So I never really saw her actual interior until I went to another person's island who had adopted her from me, and I saw it there. Also, obviously, I saw it here on this island. I got her from a treasure island. I got her from Nook's Treasure Islands there on Twitch and Discord. I use my Twitch Prime sub for them, so I am able to get villagers and things and whatever from them, and they have like order bots that you can order stuff from in the Discord server and whatever. I don't really watch like the Twitch streams. I find it much easier to just go to the dodo codes thing in their Discord server and get the information that I need there to go to the specific islands, or do an order with one of the order bot islands that they have. I did struggle a little bit here and there with her interior because I wanted to keep the basic vibes of what she had going on. I did like some of her furniture pieces. Obviously, we really changed the layout. Like, it's completely different than what it was initially, especially with that accent wall in the back. Now that I'm thinking of it, I think that I probably would have rather used the summit wall instead of the ski slope one. And now that I'm thinking about that, I feel like most of the villagers on this island have the ski slope as their back wall instead of the summit wall. Maybe I should have done a good mix. I think that the contrast and the colors in the summit wall would have worked great with what we have here. I did try to keep it a good mix of like blues and greens and pinks because she is Peppy. This kind of reminds me of Tutu's house. I mean, they all kind of remind me of each other's houses because like all of them have cabin interiors and they're all very similar, but because they're the only 2 Peppy villagers that I have on this island, their houses are very much like kind of the same, except Tutu's I think has more pinks in it than Bianca's does. I also am thinking now that I really would have rather just changed the table that is next to the fridge to something else. We tried out a simple wardrobe, I think, in place of the cute end table, and I didn't like how it looked, but now I'm thinking that I would have rather had something that was there. I don't know, like there aren't any single tile things that I like, and then I'm realizing right now as I'm recording this, I could have used one of the taller counters that you can do from Happy Home Paradise because I have all of those unlocked and I've crafted them all or whatever, so like I'm able to use them, and I just wasn't thinking of it. I might actually go back and talk to Nook and swap that end table out for a counter, like maybe the marble one or the simple one or something. Not wood. I want to go with something that's like white because I want it to match and be more cohesive with the fridge. I like that she at least had a kitchen appliance in here already, like the ironwood kitchen set there, so she's able to actually cook meals anyway. I didn't have to do anything about it. I did, however, replace the cutting board with food, and I struggled a lot with finding the food that I wanted to put, as well as finding like some little clutter items and the little lamp. We end up putting a little lamp in the far corner of the cabin on that little coffee table thing there. That went through so many different iterations of lamps. I really hope in the next Animal Crossing game we get a better mix of like normal looking lighting and more stylized ones, like, you know, the Star Fragment one and the Festival one and whatever. I also for some reason thought that the Moroccan hanging light thing had a pink variant to it. Obviously it doesn't. It has like mostly every other color except pink for some reason. The one that I did end up settling on though I think looks the best, but again I had a lot of trouble deciding which one I wanted to go with because some of them did look really good. Actually all of them looked pretty good with the overall vibes of the interior. This one was definitely one of the longer ones when I was doing the interior. The exterior was way easier, at least for me, because like I did keep the same color scheme that she had for her original one, just changed it slightly to make it like the cabin exterior, and of course gave her the snowflake wreath. But I just wasn't quite sure with the interior. It went through a long time of me moving furniture furniture around and picking a good color palette and whatever. And again, this would have been a good situation to have that little white area rug, the little round ivory one that we talked about in, I think, the last one that we did of these, which was for Fang, but we don't end up using that here. Instead, I used that cherry blossom rug, which I do really like. I like that there is at least a good amount of like fun stylized rugs in the game. Sometimes I wish though that we could change the size of them. I know that that's like not even a thing that they would ever do, but it would be really cool, and at least to like have more of a variety. Like they do have a good amount of options here, but sometimes I want more variety of things, especially when it comes to like the bigger furniture pieces. Like for example, we really need more like comfortable living room like armchair type things. We have so many sofas, but we barely have any comfy looking armchairs except for that patchwork chair. Anyway, we are done here. Overall, I'm pretty happy with how it turned out, like I said. However, I am going to probably go back in and talk to Nook and spend the 9,000 bells or whatever to swap out that cute end table with one of the Happy Home Paradise counters. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed this video. Please leave any comments, feedback, and suggestions down below, and subscribe if you haven't already. I'll see you in the next one. Bye!